Book 2, Dacheldor 2. My lives are many, and my lives are one. Dacheldor 2. Derek Dacheldor and the Angelic War. Derek, son of Dacheldor and Daisy, was born half strider, half angel. At a young age, the angels of the seven heavens agreed to train him, though he could not simply join their ranks as others of their kind often did. He would have to prove himself once his training was complete, by performing angelic acts in other realms on his own. At the equivalent of age 18, Derek finished his training and set out into another realm. Equipped with magical artifacts, Derek advanced his status by aiding those in need and fighting what the angelic armies deemed to be evil adversaries. He soon found he had a knack for hunting and defeating demons, which was not surprising given his father's history. After a few years, he began to work exclusively as a protector from, and a destroyer of, demons. Derek's work became more challenging when he found himself facing off against individuals who were only half demon. These children of demons were somewhat like himself, half belonging to a species with stakes in the war between the heavens and hells, and half relating to the worlds caught between them. Not all half-demons were in alignment with the demons of the hells, yet the angelic codes viewed them all as adversaries. To make matters worse, Derek sometimes sought the help of his sister, Nicole, herself a half-demon. While he knew from experience she was more trustworthy than any other being he had encountered, he could never admit to his superiors that they worked together. To voice such things, or question their classifications of half-demons, would ensure he never gained full admittance to their ranks. The angels had good reason to mistrust half-demons, as they often were employed by the hells to open portals or work covertly on the agendas of their demonic parents. In fact, a group of half-demons led by one named Damon had become adept at creating cults of followers who would eventually open portals for them. This made Damon and the others hard to find, as did a unique ability they possessed to slip into and out of the lesser realms. Derek was pulled into a task force along with a number of other half-angels whose job it was to locate and destroy Damon and his half-demons. The force was informed that completion of this task would prove their worth to the angelic armies, securing their admittance into its ranks. Many questioned this decision by the angels, but, in the end, they all agreed to go along with the mission. The task force was able to succeed where the angels had greatly failed. Able to think more like their enemy, they quickly located and attacked them outright. The first battle ended badly, resulting in Derek and several others getting pulled into the lesser realm of the Soul Eaters, a species that drained physical and spiritual energy from any who set foot in their territory. Many members of the task force were devoured entirely, but Derek and a few others made it out. The next battle worked out much better, decimating a number of the half-demons and allowing the task force to get a hold of some of their technology. By the third battle, Derek and the others had perfected a way of keeping Damon and his followers from teleporting to any location. It was initially believed that the third battle would result in the end of Damon and the half-demons, but this turned out not to be the case. The myriad of cultists aligned with the half-demons became an army for them, bringing to bear weapons of warfare. They often assisted Damon and the others in their escape and even threatened whole planets with nuclear annihilation. What should have been a final battle sparked a galaxy-wide war that lasted somewhere between 12 and 20 years, depending on when each planet got involved. While this war, later named the Angelic War, raged on, other wars sparked across the realms. Demons of all kinds were fleeing into the realms and making their presence known. Angels from the heavens were tasked with battling these forces, leaving the Angelic War to Derek and the others. It was as if the hells were pushing harder than ever to enter the other realms, but with no particular leadership. These wars impacted the common people of the realms the most, and Derek could not help but feel badly for them. Toward the end of the Angelic War, Derek found himself locked in a fierce battle with Damon himself. Damon seemed to be trying to lead him somewhere, but Derek dared not withdraw. He knew defeating Damon could bring down the remaining forces of the enemy. Victory was worth the risk. He finally cornered Damon in a room that was designed as a massive portal generator. There, Damon laughed and spoke of a prophecy of a being born half angel and half of the species created by the darkest of the ancients. He said this being was destined to free the Black Angel from imprisonment. Derek attacked, but the room lit up, and the two were transported to the pits of one of the Hell Realms. A portal remained open, which could allow them to travel back, but Damon coaxed Derek to chase him into the Black Tower. There, Derek found himself in a crystalline chamber, in the center of which was a massive crystal, with a black-winged angel frozen within it. He had heard stories of the Black Angel, but had never realized he had been held captive for all these years. Though he was the natural leader of all demons and devils, they had been led by his lesser subordinates throughout the years, beings like Tiberum Zoltar. With their utter defeat in recent years, the other demons of the hells were now warring for who would be the newest Devil Lord, striking the realms as a means of making their own hells. Derek could see all of this happening, reflected in the crystal. Damon, who was loyal to the Black Angel, explained that only Derek could free him from his prison. The relation of an ancient was needed to break its hold. He informed him that only the Black Angel would be able to call back these demons and control their chaotic assault. Freeing him would save the innocence of the realms. Derek felt a strong urge to end the wars, but knew the Black Angel was not to be trusted. Then he heard the voice of the Black Angel within his head. It showed him the truth of the battles of the past. Angels using the innocent as lures for the demons, allowing and causing death and destruction on levels unparalleled by the demons. Derek clutched his head in pain. It showed him the true life of his father and what he had known of the angels. It showed him the Black Angel's vision of the future, a vision where demons would not be raging monsters and could return to peace with the worlds. Before he knew what was happening, Derek found his hands laid upon the crystal. It shattered and the Black Angel broke free. A loud whistle bellowed from him, and the wars of the realms stopped. The demons returned home for the time being. All seemed restored, but Derek could sense something from the Black Angel. A sinister plan was bubbling in his mind. He wanted to return his demon and fallen angel brethren to peace, but to do so by enslaving the realms. Damon laughed, moving in on Derek, but Derek surprised him. He was not as weakened as Damon had thought, and Derek impaled him on his blade. The Black Angel waved Derek toward the portal he had come through, informing him it would not remain open much longer. Derek did not ask why the Black Angel allowed him to leave, especially after killing Damon. He simply retreated to and through the portal. There was nothing he could do in the Hells that would reverse what he had done. With the war over, all of the members of the task force were promoted to full members of the angelic armies except for Derek. He was stripped of all rank and privilege, cast out, and not even allowed to see his mother, who died a short time later from injuries sustained in that war. He would never be part of the angelic armies, and all angels were instructed not to make contact with him. In truth, this was lenient when compared to the normal behaviors of the angels. A new host. A young man with no special powers found himself on the brink of death time and again during the angelic wars. Using only his wits to keep him alive, he saved many innocents and protected people from the chaotic destruction of both sides of the battle. Even when things looked their worst, he remained brave and never gave up on his love for others. In the final battle of the war, he was pulled into the chaos just as Derek chased Damon into his trap. Explosions rocked the soil, blood soaked his skin and clothes, yet he fought to cover a mother and child as a bomb went off in the mud. He felt his insides leaking out of him, and an intense cold. Everything went dark. A massive eye opened in the darkness. A voice echoed in his head. "You are exactly what I need. The bravery and love of your life added to me would build a stronger being than I have ever been." Memories of a life not his own filled his mind. The entire life of Dacheldor was revealed. "If you accept what I offer, you will be restored to life. But you will no longer be you, and you will lose all chance at an afterlife. That said, your personality and the personality of my former host, Dacheldor, will become as one. You will be more him than you, but your will and bravery will transform what you two are into something unique, something I want to be." The man, now in his early 20s, did not make the decision lightly. Becoming the next host of this ancient meant taking on a transformation so great that he would not even be the same being after, but he could foresee the type of impact he would have on this new being. If he did not become the next host, there was no telling who would. Believing it was what was best for the cosmos, and truly intrigued by what he would become, he accepted. Waking in the mud, black mist poured out of his wounds and regenerated his body. Though Dacheldor's curse had been removed by the Overlord, it seemed the Ancient was able to willfully grant it back to the new host. This immortality was now under his control. It could be kept or removed at will. The memories of Dacheldor and the new host merged, and he recalled all of his old abilities and powers. His ability to transmute matter affected his own body, as he tried to reconcile being in yet another new realm. His form transformed to look similar to the original Dacheldor, but with slightly less pronounced horns, teeth, and ears. He almost appeared half strider, half human. Though he recalled Dacheldor's past as if it were his own, he felt as if he were a different person at the same time. He still felt the love for his children, and had memories of raising them, yet simultaneously felt as if they were not his, almost like an uncle who had raised them in their father's place. Though he recalled his love for Daisy, his past friendships, and past rivalries, they felt a distant memory and held little to no sway on him. Though his personality definitely reflected that of Dacheldor's, it was more optimistic, enthusiastic, and energized. He was a new being with the greater aspects of both originals. Deciding on a new name to represent him, he called himself Dacheldor II. This reflected how strongly tied to the original memories he felt, while at the same time being a new person. He thought, if anyone asked about who he was, an easy way to escape explanation would simply be to say he was a son of Dacheldor's that most people had not heard of. This excuse rarely got used, though, as most beings were unaware of the original Dacheldor's death and simply mistook him for the original, which he eventually chose to stop correcting. He even ultimately stopped introducing himself as Dacheldor II, opting to simply call himself Dacheldor when not speaking specifically about his past and how he came to be. As the Angelic War came to a close, this new Dacheldor woke to help the innocent rebuild what was destroyed. As he helped the people of the galaxy remake their lives, he also worked to remaster his abilities and rebuild the possessions he once had. His ability to transmute matter eventually enabled him to completely recreate his old arsenal, armor, and even the amulet he used to travel to Limbo, and his original home realm. Adding to its ability a method of traveling to this realm, Dacheldor felt assured that he could safely travel without worry. As the galaxy reached full repair, Dacheldor used the amulet to open a portal to Limbo. He felt no desire to explore his current realm further, and was unaware Derek was still wandering in that realm. His impulse was simply to go to some of his favorite worlds in Limbo for delicacies he had once had in another life.